Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Let's Do Lunch. I'm Ben and this geezer is...
Mr. Jack.
I can always get that wrong. Can we do the high five yet? Should we?
Hey,
wait a second. Wait. Right. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, no, look, I'm miles away. Oh, well, we'll get better at that as the episodes go on. We've got a cracking show for you today, so make sure you hit subscribe. We've got Chris Williams, who has thousands of followers on LinkedIn. He also has his own LinkedIn marketing company, going to be talking a little bit about how businesses can utilize the platform. And I've got some quick fire tips as well, which is going to hopefully spread some genius over. And we've also got Lauren, who is an entrepreneur. She founded the Milky Tee Co. She's got an amazing backstory. So we're going to be talking about the future of e-commerce post-lockdown, and a Digital Beans 90-second tip, which Jack, I quote, Pip said today, it's on, I'll find something.
Nothing like flying by the seat of your pants, eh?
Who doesn't love a impromptu live where anything could go wrong? I mean, I think everyone loves it. So that's going to be happening a little bit later today, and of course, Challenge Jack and all the amazing things. But first of all, Jack, should we be like topical?
Let's be topical.
Should we be current? Let's be current. And let's talk a little bit about the big announcement on Sunday. Did you watch Bojo on the big screen?
Oh yeah, Buzzer. Yeah, he said a few bits, didn't he? He said some stuff, I don't know, things.
What did you make of it? Did you take anything away from? Did you, first of all, did you understand what he was saying?
I understood the words. I just didn't understand the message.
Right. Okay. I think a lot of people... I think
Rolly Birkin from the first show, remember it?
It's a good impression, to be fair. I literally feel like I'm joined by Boris. If you put like a bit of a whitey blonde wig on, I'd think you are him, to be honest.
Okay, I'll see if I can find a whitey blonde mop wig.
That's for Challenge Jack next week. But yeah, no, I perfectly understood what he was trying to say. The problem behind it was it wasn't clear enough. However, I think it has now been cleared up because a celebrity has helped us out. I don't know if you've seen this, but Matt Lucas has done an impression of Boris Johnson's speech. And for me, it perfectly clears up everything Bojo was trying to say. Check this out.
So we are saying, don't go to work, go to work. Don't take public transport, go to work, don't go to work. Stay indoors. If you can work from home, go to work. Don't go to work. Go outside, don't go outside. And then we will or won't something or other.
I mean, I think if anyone needed to clear this up, I think Matt Lucas just done it perfectly.
I think that's fantastic. Honestly, I think he deserves an award for that.
Danny Dyer also done one, which I can't play.
No, we can't air that.
It's got too much F's and Jeffs in it. Can you? So we just heard a bit of your Boris Johnson impression. Do you see? You can do that. You can't do that. Can you do it? Yeah, I think we need to get you on this. TikTok fame is waiting for you.
I think that we need to hear yours now.
I just like pretend to be posh, and it's really. Oh yes, we can't go out. We can't do that. We can do that.
You sound very posh. You're good at that.
I sound posh. I do a good impression of the guy who has the dog on Friday Night Dinner. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. If anyone out there watches Friday Night Dinner and is interested in that, then maybe I'll do it for you a little bit later on. But right now, let's roll on with the show. Quite a few people watching. Shout out to Danny, who's watching with a bag of Frazzles. And I know some of our DB team have been looking forward to the show today. So thank you for watching, guys. What I want to do first, Jack, is I want to tell people to subscribe. I want to tell people that Challenge Jack today is going to be mental. So please, if you're a business out there, have a look at our Instagram story at Digital Beans UK to get the one up on everyone else. But before we do all of that, could we please do our SMEs in Kent featured 5? And Jack, you can take it away with the first one.
Okay, so do you have a particular admin problem that really annoys you? Nick Ellis at Select Technology is offering free consulting to help define the problem and work out how to automate it using Office 365. If you think Select can help you, email Nick at nellis@select-technology.co.uk.
Mate, don't let anyone tell you you're not good at those call to actions. Wildbox are now selling online. You can check out their store and place an order for your favourite local alcoholic beverages at yourlocal.delivery/wild-box. They're currently delivering to Faversham, Whitstable, Canterbury and the surrounding villages.
Number 3, there's new legislation for construction businesses coming into effect on the 1st of October 2020, which is going to impact construction businesses' cash flow even more. It's called domestic reverse charge. Learn how to comply and how to avoid a cash flow and admin nightmare thanks to a special webinar on the 21st of May, hosted by A4G accountants. If this applies to you, find more information online at www.a4g-llp.co.uk. I think.
Hey, Jack, this is exciting. Pip, the MD of Digital Beans, is featured on the latest episode of the Kent Business Podcast. It's hosted by Ben Abbott. If you didn't know, he's amazing. You can listen via all of your trusted podcast outlets or visit kentbusinesspodcast.podbean.com. I can't believe you've just written that. Oh, no. Sorry, we have a thing, by the way. If we're cracking up during these, it's because Jack reads everything that's in this document that we're reading from now. So we put really rude stuff in there whilst we're doing it live. So sorry for the immaturity.
Sorry, everybody.
Final one.
What?
I said final one. I was doing like an intro. Final one. Take us away, Jack.
WW Property Managed Services, complete maintenance and managed compliance for various companies. Actually, I can't read it because your name tag is over the top of the words I'm trying to read.
That's
for various companies and properties across Kent. They also manage and maintain landlords' areas for block management and also attend to domestic properties on call-out basis. Please see their website for a full overview of their services, and please do get in touch should you require further assistance. And it is www.propertymanagedservices, all one word, .com.
Perfect. And if you want to be in our featured 5 on Thursday show, just join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/SMES Kent. That's SMEs Kent. And look out for our post. Over 200 active members in there now. So thank you for joining. And if you're watching in there right now, you are part of an elite club. Thank you so much. And thank you to those watching on YouTube. We have had Danny pipe up saying Jim. I can do a bit of an impression of Jim, but I'm just worried that this is going to go wrong. So I'll do it quickly.
Yep.
I've got a bit of a sore throat. Right. Awesome. Oh, Jackie. There you go. Oh, Jackie. Thank you. You've never watched Friday Night Dinner, have you? You will not know how bad that impression is.
I have to say, Pip's just written terrible in the comments.
Oh, for God's sake. Is he talking about the show in general or my impression?
Let's go with
I don't know.
Otherwise,
I hope so.
Extremely soul destroying.
Oh, and we won't be back Thursday. Right, let's move on with Challenge Jack, shall we? And Jack, tell us about some of the things you've done live to the millions of people on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay. Mainly I've been doing food-related challenges. But do you remember when we did the pilot? I did that thing with the hand, you know, and it blew everyone's mind.
So what was that again? It's...
Oh!
I can't do it.
So I did that on the first challenge. And so today I decided I'd do a similar thing. So I've done an Insta story. I've tagged in 5 businesses. If by the end of the show, any of those 5 businesses can do the little card trick that I did, then I lose. If no one can do it, I win.
Yeah. And it's a really cool card trick. I really like it. Should we watch it?
Let's watch it.
Let's watch it. So it's at the moment on our Instagram, instagram.com/digitalbeansuk. You can also check it out on our Twitter at digitalbeansuk as well. And all you've got to do is see if you can put this video on your story before the end of the show. If you do it and you manage to successfully do the card trick, Jack fails. If you can do the video anyway and fail at the card trick, we'd love to see you guys take part. So have a look at this.
So Ben and I are live today at midday for Let's Do Lunch on YouTube, as per every Tuesday and Thursday. And today's challenge, Jack, I'm challenging the 5 businesses tagged into this post to be able to do this trick. Can you turn your blackjack into a red jack?
Oh, it's good. It's good. I like it. It's really, really good. Do you know what? I can see Chris in the green room that we've got with this software that we're using, and he's had a little grin on his face there, like, I can do that. That is a man with confidence.
Pip's commented, WTF, mind blown.
Yes. Do you want to watch it one more time for everyone out there? So this is what we're asking you to do today on your Instagram story. Tag us in there at digitalbeansuk. Here you go. I'm going to share it. I'm not going to put the volume on it this time. Jack, what are you doing here? Just tell people over the video what you're doing.
Well, I'm doing the card trick where I turn a blackjack into a red jack, and I've tagged in Is It Fast, Wild Box Events, Mooey Fee, Oasis, and Girl Got Curves to do the same challenge. And if they can do it, I lose. If they can't, I win.
Good luck, guys, and we'll see how you're all getting on a little bit later on. But first of all, let's go over to our first guest, shall we? And I'm really excited to talk to this guy, actually. Chris Williams has grown his LinkedIn following to over 30,000 after building a very active and engaged network on LinkedIn. Chris took the decision to start offering help to other professionals to get results through his company, Proper LinkedIn Marketing. Chris, it's so good to have you on the show, mate. Let's get you in now. Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Thank you for joining us.
Good.
What's it like for you at the moment? What's it like working from home and obviously trying to liaise with clients and stuff whilst you're in your own home setting?
It's not massively different, if I'm being brutally honest. So our team all work remotely anyway. So we've got an office in the central location, just outside of Tamworth, where I live. We've got guys over in Cambridge, Saffron Walden, and then we've got Megan, who floats between Birmingham and Tamworth. So we're all remote anyway. So it's not massive. The only struggle, I guess, is having little people around you while you're at home, poking you and prodding you when you're trying to be on camera and things like that. Thus me being locked in the kitchen at the moment.
Yes, I get that pain. I've got a nearly 2-year-old and she just won't stop poking me, prodding me. I actually went downstairs for 2 seconds just before the show started, and I had a princess dress on, I had a tiara, I had a wand, I had a bag over me. It's just impossible, isn't it? It's like
normal Monday for you, Ben.
Well, Tuesday usually, but no, it was quite cool. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. There's actually a good podcast out there with Josh Widdicombe, and who's the other guy on it? Rob Beckett, talking about how they're managing being at home with 2-year-olds. It's brilliant. It's so funny. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about you, Chris, and your backstory, and about why LinkedIn became a crucial platform for you to use, because you have really built a community on there now, haven't you?
Yeah, for me, community is one of those buzzwords that's being bandied around at the moment. We've all got to have a community and that sort of thing. I think I prefer the term, dare I say it, tribes, because tribes there's a slightly different loyalty in a tribe than there is a community. And I think with social platforms, online platforms, is community for me is a bit wishy-washy. I don't know. I'm I don't really like the lots of the marketing terms that most traditional marketers use. So if it's going to be different, I will try and use a different term. But for me, it's been a weird journey to where I am now. Totally weird journey, to be brutally honest, because I had no idea that I was going to be doing this when I was a police officer back in 2005. So slightly weird journey to get to where I am now. I do apologize as that one child that I said that would possibly be making a noise has just entered the kitchen.
This is why we're loving live streaming at the moment. There's nothing better than being interrupted by a child, a dog, an unexpected delivery. I think that's the one that everyone's like sort of getting now, knock on the door.
That's the other thing, because I've got 2 Amazon deliveries due between 12 and 1. So apologies if that does happen as well as I'm closing the door.
It's all right. It's no problem at all. As you say there, very, very different start. Obviously, starting off as obviously a police officer. Now, obviously, you're doing a lot of work with clients on LinkedIn marketing, and obviously, you've got your own successful business as well. So, I suppose from your point of view, as someone who's sort of done something different and is now utilizing LinkedIn as a platform, for you, should businesses be spending a little bit more time on their brand on LinkedIn, or should they be spending more time on their personal profiles? For you, where do you stand on that argument?
Oh, there's no argument. There's only one solution, and that is, again, my humble opinion. But that is purely because of how LinkedIn and how we are as a society dealing with consumerism at the moment. Is the personal branding? So people, your personal accounts, things like that. That's what's getting eyeballs on LinkedIn, and that's purely because no one really gives a rat's ass about your company socially. And let's face it, that's what LinkedIn is. It's a social platform. It's no longer a B2B only corporate, just by the, I was going to say a word then that I can't use on live, but by people that have got their own very, very narrow, this is how business should be done. That it's disappeared. We're no longer part of a loyalty marketing genre of marketing anymore. It's not about loyalty. It's about personalization. It's about the individual. It's about the company allowing individuals to express themselves. When companies do that, when companies allow personal branding to happen within their brand, so yes, follow the company brand guidelines, absolutely, but allow your staff to be creative and write their own blogs, showcase their own skills, their own abilities. I'm not a massive fan of Branson, but one of his quotes was this about giving your staff treat your staff well enough that they or pay your staff well enough to keep them, and I can't remember what the saying is, but the idea is you treat your staff, give them the trust for them to do what they want, and they're not going to go and leave to the competitor as long as you treat them well. Someone who's watching this, put that comment in there because it's going to do my nutting that I can't remember his quote. But that idea of allowing your staff to be more personable, creative themselves, rather than following a very strict, specific, you have to follow by the guidelines of our brand. That's where you lose the personalization of a business. There we go. Train people well enough so they can leave. Treat them well enough so they don't want to. Give your staff the opportunities to be creative, to write their own blog, do their own videos, be active, be their own person online, as long as they respect the company ethics and obviously the morals and the policies of the company. Let them do it. Because, if you've got a team of 20 or 30 people all on LinkedIn, all doing their own thing, but with the branding on their logo, the logo and the branding on their profiles, in their experience, who they're working for, you've now got 20, 30 people that are now representing your business socially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm completely with you.
Most companies only do that by forcing policies.
No, 100%. 100%. I was going to say off the back of that as well, Chris, we talk about building a brand, and you talk about also the exposure that your brand's going to get through the algorithm and through creating content on multiple personal profiles. But also for these individuals within your business, they can really build a brand for themselves as well. Like, they can build a positioning for themselves to become, I hate to say it, but experts and influencers in their own field.
It's true. And I think that I'm very mindful of that particular line there is everybody becoming an expert, because it's very easy online to put the fake banners up and that and show, oh look, I'm an expert in such and such. That's not a particularly great path to do, but certainly if you've got staff within your environment or team members within your environment that have got their own skill, maybe they're artists, maybe they're writers, maybe they do music, maybe they're good at relationship building, let them utilize those skills digitally and socially under your brand, and you've got a much wider reach in terms of your capabilities as a brand. Your personal page will get 10 times the amount of views of your company page every single time, unless you start paying LinkedIn for sponsored content. And let's face it, their sponsored content process is a little bit dire, and it's nowhere near in comparison to the ROI that you can get on Facebook and things like that. So it's unless you've got 3, 4, 5 grand to throw at an ad campaign with a very specific target, you're not really going to get much from it.
I was going to say that quickly, Chris. Just highlighting on that, what would you say to someone who comes to you and goes, "Hey, I'm looking to do a LinkedIn ad"? I mean, we all get that within an agency. For us as well, we get, "Hey, I think I really want to do a PPC campaign, or I want to do SEO." That's a big one for digital marketing agencies. But for you, obviously, you specialize in LinkedIn marketing. So for those people who potentially have a small to medium business and they come to you and go, "I think I want to do a LinkedIn campaign," where's your standpoint with the LinkedIn ad format, and where's your standpoint with the LinkedIn ad managers as well?
I've actually got an open email on my screen right now where I've got to reply to somebody who's asked, can I advise them on an ad campaign? So I'm going to do it now. Don't do it.
Let's do it live.
So it all depends on what they're looking to achieve on it. So whenever someone does ask me, I want to do an ad campaign, normally it's on the back of thinking, well, it's going to be similar to Facebook. And it's not, unfortunately. The time it takes LinkedIn to create the audience for you is, for me, it's far too long. You're talking 4 to 6 weeks sometimes, where for them to get a true understanding of the response rate of an audience that you've built. So therefore, all of that time you're spending money on them experimenting whether that ad should be placed in front of that demographic or not. So for me, unless you've got a significant chunk of cash to put in a pot and say, right, I don't care if that just gets burnt through, then LinkedIn isn't really, certainly the sponsored ads isn't going to be as effective as doing a normal content strategy, for example. Where I have found value with the process is doing in-mail campaigns. Now we've done some of these for some American clients and they had an incredibly niche target that they were trying to achieve, or they were trying to reach out to, and the audience size was less than 100. So that in-mail campaign was very, very successful. It cost them a significant amount of cash, but it was successful. So in-mail out of anything would be the better option. The best option would be just write bloody good content and grow and engage with your audience. And it takes a bit of time.
Yeah. As social media does anyway. Like LinkedIn is no
Absolutely.
different to that. It might be a business platform, but it all takes time and it takes hard work as well, you know. And definitely listen to the advice. And we've been lucky, Chris. We had Dan Kent Smith on, who runs a company called Next Play, with some ex LinkedIn employees, and he's an ex LinkedIn employee himself. And he spread some wisdom, and he took part in a little like quickfire tip segment for us last week. I've got to admit, which we planned, and we haven't actually planned anything with you to do something similar. But what I thought would be great, Chris, is I've got a couple of just like quick fire questions. If I could throw them at you and get the most simple answer, in your opinion, that would be amazing, because there was a great reaction to that with Dan last Thursday. So I'll start with times to post. So have you seen any data or any information on the best times to potentially post?
I have, and if being brutally honest, all that data is crap. The best time to post is when your audience is active. So unless you don't know your audience, unless you don't know the demographics of where your audience sit, what the location they're in, then you're just peeing into the wind, so to speak. What I found locally, so wherever you are locally, and this is pre-COVID, so that's like a hashtag now, isn't it? Pre-COVID, is any time when it's just before or on during the commute tends to be a relatively decent time in the morning. In the afternoon, lunchtimes, just after lunchtimes, and in the evenings, sort of circa the commute again. They tend to be, again, very, very rough local times for you. But, you know, if you've got 50% of your audience over in the States and you're posting at 7 a.m. in the morning in the UK, you're missing 50% of your audience. So it's being mindful of where your audience sits.
On posting, how many times should I be posting a week? Is there a preference?
There is, in terms of wanting to be consistent. What the method that I teach everyone that I mentor and the companies I work for is a minimum of once a day. Now, that doesn't mean you have to write War and Peace once a day. It doesn't mean that you have to do a 20-minute video once a day. What it means is that you need to be showing up daily. Mm-hmm. If you can't post daily, make sure you're spending a significant amount of time engaging with your audience in replace of that posting. You should be engaging on a daily basis anyway, because that's what's going to drive the most profile views and the most people to see your content when you do post it.
Yeah. And what about the best content for engagement? So is there a trend? Do videos actually work better than text posts? Do pictures work better than text posts? How does LinkedIn sort of conjure all this up in the algorithm to get your best exposure?
Yeah, all depends which way the wind's blowing with LinkedIn, unfortunately. But what we've found is that the highest engagement rate that you get is through video. And the reason being is when you compare a video view to a post view. So a post view is that post has been featured on somebody's feed. It doesn't mean that they've stopped scrolling to look at it. It doesn't mean that they've taken any time to consume any of the information you have written. So, 20, 30, my average views is something like 20,000 views per post at the moment. Whoop-de-doo. I'm more interested in the engagement that generates, so the comments and the reactions and the shares. A video view, on the other hand, the video has to have been stopped and played for a minimum of 3 seconds on more than 50% of the screen for it to count as a view. So although video views tend to be a lot less than post views when you produce this content, it's the engagement is actually more accurate from video view. So you might have 3,000 video views. 3,000 people have seen, or it has played a minimum of 3 seconds of that video for that to count as a tick in the box. So for that, and just looking at analytics on a daily basis as we do in our clients, video engagement rate is always higher than post engagement rate.
But as you said, obviously no pressure on anyone out there to make a video for every day of the week, because that is obviously overblast of content. Then, share opinions, do something different, write a LinkedIn article, all these things will work. And one final one, Chris, because Dan Kent Smith didn't sit on the fence with this one, and I'll be interested to see how quick you are with an answer to this. LinkedIn groups, scrap them or use them?
Scrap them, the shit. There's absolutely no value to them whatsoever as they stand at the moment. And I was part of an outreach from LinkedIn to discuss what we could do to improve groups about 2 years ago. And a lot of the information that was given to LinkedIn, I don't think was taken on board, because nothing really has happened. My fear is what LinkedIn are going to do is try and do a pay-to-play version of groups. Right. Where you can create it. So I think that's potentially where they may be going. I've never worked for LinkedIn. It's just where my brain would take things that have got that capability. The thing with LinkedIn is they've got so much data. They've got so much information on everything that we do, the actions and that sort of stuff. And we only see a very small amount. They only release a very small amount. So there's a whole heap of things that they could be doing to improve things, groups being probably the best. There's only one feature that I use groups for, and that's when I've got a private group for a LinkedIn training session, something like that. I put them in a group because I can post content relevant to that particular training session. So company groups, that would be a good way to use it. If you've got a company, right, put them all in a LinkedIn group so you've got the information and make them private, so it's only visible for your company. Other than that, they're naff.
Makes sense, to be
naff.
fair.
There's a 90s word. There you go.
Naff, yeah, love it. Chris, thank you so much for coming on. We could talk to you loads more, but we have run out of time, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get you on again soon. Where obviously I take it the best place for people to find you is LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yep. Slide into my DMs, not in the creepy dick pic style though, please. Just the normal, Hi Chris, how you doing? That'd be good.
Yeah, that kind of style. Chris Williams, thank you so much for coming on the show, buddy. Take care and stay healthy, stay safe.
No bother. Nice one. Cheers, both.
Thank you. Bye, Chris. I love getting people on who just spread their knowledge. It's because I always learn something. Being an interviewer and learning something is the best thing ever.
Absolutely. Shoots from the hip, that guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, lovely. Thank you for that, Chris. And I love getting people's opinions on LinkedIn groups. It's like the most non-controversial topic out there at the moment. Right, that was Chris Williams. Make sure you hit subscribe, because whenever we go live, you'll then get a reminder. So please subscribe to the channel. We're really trying to push up to 100 subscribers. And also hit the like button on the video as well. Remember, if you want to shout out for your business in our SMEs in Kent Featured 5, join our group, facebook.com/groups/ what is it again, Jack?
SMEs.
SMEs, SMES Kent. Thank you so much. In a bit, Jack's going to be talking to entrepreneur Lauren Hampshire. She runs the Milky Tee Co. Talking a little bit about e-commerce and a few other bits and bobs. But it's time for us to bow down.
Pippi, you're here.
And he's muted, which is absolutely lovely. Oh, he's even got a light.
Hello.
Pip, have you got a light?
No. I've got a light on the ceiling.
Bring your mic down.
I do have a. Oh, mate, this is just a disaster already. There we go.
Wow. We was doing so well with Chris.
I can hear your dulcet tones.
I do have a light.
It's not there anymore. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, cool. But you got a bit of side light going on there. I actually quite like it.
Isn't that part of the conspiracy on the moon as well? Like, I can change colour as well. Like, that's warm. Oh, I can just turn that off. There we go.
This isn't your 90 seconds tip, is it?
Yeah. What you're going to need is a prop for your 90-second tip.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pip, looking forward to this today. It's good to have you back.
Can you promise me something, Ben?
Go on.
Don't ever do that impression of Jim again.
Yeah, but I can do it so well when I'm out and about and I'm pretending I've got a dog. I can.
Being drunk and your mate's telling you you've smashed that is not doing it well.
Jackie. Oh, Jackie. Oh, Jackie.
You just sound like you're really cold.
Wilson. Oh, Jackie. No, Wilson. No, Wilson. No. See, it's kind of there. If you watch Friday Night Dinner, you'll know. Back me up.
I do watch it, and I do know that's not.
I don't believe you watch it if you don't think my impression's brilliant. Right, let's move on anyway. The 90-second tip.
Charlotte really loves you if she tells you that that's good. She must love you.
me and Jack took on the reins of this last week, and I think we've done pretty well. But now it's time to get you back, Pip. Our viewers were missing you. So for today, what are you going to be doing?
So we're just going to be talking about PPC, looking at cost per clicks, reframing that, and getting more of the world to think of a spend in a different and in a better way.
Why is that important, would you say?
Because too many people are just viewing just looking at the raw numbers of what PPC campaign will cost or what a cost per click is, and forget that actually this is all driven by auctions. So therefore your competitors are driving these prices up or down. So therefore if something is valued at X by your competitors, then there's obviously the margin and profit there for them as well.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like I'm going to
learn.
Yeah, is that right, Jack? Should we all leave our phones unmuted so that we can get phone calls whilst we're
It
on a
was
live stream?
muted. I was trying to put a silly tune on for when the timer's up, but it didn't work. It played it.
That was like, we've got a thing in the office. Here's an inside Digital Beans insight where we've got Slack, and we all tried to change our Slack audio for weeks to hummus, and you managed to do it, Pip.
Well, no, Josh I think did it first, and then Josh showed me how to do it.
Oh, really? Okay, because we spent ages trying to make that work.
Yeah, I don't know. Simple change.
And now it's the most irritating thing in the world. Anyway, let's get on with a 90-second tip. Jack, I'll move this over to you. Let's get the screen share up. Jack, feel free to take it away. And Pip, good luck, mate. 90 seconds.
Cool.
All right.
So I can share this calculator with everyone. I can put a link out later. But essentially, this is kind of when you're spending any money on Google ads or Facebook ads, what you want to do is you want to be working out a cost per conversion, a cost per sale, essentially a cost per customer, right? So let's try and move away from thinking about what's a CPC and kind of getting a bit obsessed with that. So we've got, I've got a quick little PPC calculator here. You type in some numbers. So for example, let's say I want to get 2 conversions a day, right? I'll put in 2 conversions there. My average cost per click, let's say that's working out at £1.10 per click. Conversion rate on the website, should be able to get this from Google Analytics. Let's put that at 4.5%. This then tells me there what I need to be spending in order to get that. So 45 clicks a day, which works out at just under £50 a day. Therefore, if I'm going to be running that 30 days a month, just under £1,500 a month. And the cost per lead, which is a great number, is working out at £24.75. So therefore, taking into account what that customer is going to spend with you, and not just on the first order, but as a lifetime value. So I would maybe look at over a 12-month period. You need to figure out how that sits with you. So therefore, if they're going to be spending, let's say this is an e-commerce site, and the average order value is 70, let's put that at £77, and because it's a e-com, 100% of the orders are orders, so you don't need to close that. It'd be different if obviously if there's a lead generating site. Therefore, we're getting 2 sales a day, and after the spends out, it means your profit for the day is £104.
Nice.
I mean, that's handy.
I think that was the best one yet, right? 92 seconds.
Bang on the line.
I never knew that there was a calculator for these things.
There isn't. I've just made one.
Have you literally just made it?
I made it because after you mocked me within the first 2 minutes of the show starting of saying I wasn't prepared, I thought I'd over prepare.
Whoa, wait a second. Can we just verify this? You've made something especially for our Let's Do Lunch audience.
Well, I already had this.
Oh, okay. So you haven't just whipped it up in like the last 20 minutes.
I modified it. As you can see here, we've got sheet 1 and a copy of sheet 1.
Can we stick some Let's Do Lunch branding on it and make it widely available to the public, please?
Yep, I can do that. That's
amazing.
Fine.
Perfect.
If there's any demand for that, it can go public.
Oh, amazing. Okay, cool. No, that's brilliant, Pip. That's great. So what we'll do, if possible, so we'll put out a LinkedIn post with a highlights video later on. Can we share the link to this on Google Docs so people can check it out and use it? Yeah. Amazing. And just quickly on PPC and cost per clicks and stuff, with everything that's going on, is it true? Is there a slight decrease in CPCs?
Everything I'm seeing is very much depending on the industry. So
okay.
Yes. Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, fair enough. Brilliant. Anything else you want to add, Pip, on that side of things and not wasting money through PPC campaigns? Amazing.
That's it. Let's reframe. Let's move away from the obsession about the cost per click. Let's start talking about cost per customer, cost per acquisition. Take into account the lifetime value that customer will add to your business. So if it's an e-commerce, what can you do to drive secondary sales and build loyalty. So therefore, the first cost to acquire that customer is almost insignificant, and is swallowed up by multiple orders, let's say over 12 months. If it's a lead gen business, and you're looking to generate clients, for example, like Digital Beans, look at your closure rate, which is one of those fields on there. Think about what they're going to spend with you. What's the lifetime value of that customer? What's the churn? How long are they with you? And then you can figure out what you want to spend to acquire a new customer.
Amazing. Brilliant. I'm sure that'd be really, really helpful to quite a few businesses. And obviously we'll share the calculator that Pip's just demonstrated as well. Pip, thank you so much for coming on, mate. We've missed you on the show.
Thanks, mate. It's all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. And we've got someone who you know very well on the show in a minute. Lauren's going to be with us from the Milky Tee Co, who's amazing and lovely. And she's, by the way, we can see her video now, like in the green room. We'll share it in a sec. But she's looking very glamorous there on the couch. I like that. Okay. It looks like a really nice sofa.
Pip should put more effort in, I think, on that front, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think he should buy a big sofa, and I'll tell you what, that'd be amazing. That looks great. Jack, can you make your first question? Where did you get your sofa from?
Okay.
And pillows, so my fiance's happy with the line of question as well, because she's just obsessed with pillows.
All right, I'll get that in.
Before we move on and we chat to Lauren, I just want to quickly throw over to today's challenge, Jack, because I really, really want to see some businesses take part and do this. So Jack has put this out on Instagram, instagram.com/digitalbeansuk. He has put together a bit of a magic trick for businesses to share today and to take on and to try and do. Check this out.
So Ben and I are live today at midday for Let's Do Lunch on YouTube, as per every Tuesday and Thursday. And today's challenge, Jack, I'm challenging the 5 businesses tagged into this post to be able to do this trick. Can you turn your blackjack into a red jack?
God, I think it's so good. I think you've done well there, mate. How long did it take you to learn that?
We don't want to get into that.
4 days, 5 days? When did you first come to this idea with to me?
3 days ago. I came up with the idea, so I've been practicing it for a couple of days, but it's not like I've been practicing it all day, every day.
But can you let everyone into a little secret and tell them how many takes you had to do before you got that perfect Instagram story video?
I don't actually know, but it was a good 20 minutes. Yeah.
Brilliant. If you guys want to do one, tag us in the video at Digital Beans UK, and we've tagged in Is It Fast, Wildbox, and some other amazing companies as well who we want to see do it. So if you're not on that list, please do it anyway, because we'd love to feature your video in about 10 to 15 minutes. But first of all, Jack, we've got another amazing guest joining us.
We do. We've got Lauren Hampshire, and she's the owner and founder of the Milky Tee Company. Hello, Lauren. The company was founded by a mum of 2 who struggled to find practical, comfortable, and stylish clothes to breastfeeding, so she decided to design her own. With the help of her mum-in-law, who's a midwife, she created the Milky Tee, a T-shirt with hidden zips at each side to allow easy access for breastfeeding or expressing.
Hey.
Hello. How you doing?
Hello. By the way, I think it's hilarious. She said I look glamorous because I'm in leggings. It's like I'm not literally all I've lived in for the last 6 weeks or however long it's been is pretty much leggings and t-shirts. So definitely not pretty glam.
Okay. Ben wants to know where you got your couch and where you got your cushion.
Oh, the important stuff.
Indeed.
The couch, I don't know, was the Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen range from somewhere. I think Berry or something. And the cushions are from Next. So there we go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Ben,
and you could
tell your other half. There you
please provide me with the catalogue links a little bit later on down the line. Oh, crikey.
Okay. Lauren, Ben says that there's a fascinating story behind your business, and I'm inclined to agree. So why don't you tell us a bit about it for our little viewers?
Okay. Well, my background really is actually originally as a broadcast journalist. So I wasn't really thinking about starting a business. I was working at ITN in London. And then I had my second daughter and basically was just really struggling to find anything to wear for breastfeeding. And I couldn't believe that in 2016, when she was born, there was still so little out there for, breastfeeding mums. And my children are coming in. Oh, perfect timing. Dressed as witches. Anyway, sorry.
Brilliant.
Sorry if there's disturbance.
No problem.
But yeah, I just thought, I couldn't believe in 2016 there was such a lack of clothing for breastfeeding mums that looked like normal clothes. And girls, sorry, can you close this? Sorry, they're chatting away over there. That looked like normal clothes. So I had an idea basically of putting zips in a t-shirt. So I'm wearing one now, so it's just made to look like a normal t-shirt, but there's a zip here and here. They're sort of designed to look like seams, so you really wouldn't know, but you can just pull the zip down, pull it across, and breastfeed. So yeah, I kind of didn't really plan to have a business. I originally planned to make one just for me to wear. So with the help of my mum-in-law, who is both a midwife and a seamstress, so a really good mum-in-law, she helped me. I basically ordered a t-shirt pattern, I ordered material, I ordered zips, and I created the first one. It took a while to get the design right, because I tried it sort of right round at the side seam and it didn't work. So it took quite a while to develop the design. But yeah, originally it was just for me to use. And then I thought, well, lots of other mums could get use out of that. So then I launched the business 2 years ago.
Brilliant. I like some of the slogans on there. I was just looking through the website. What are some of your favourite ones you've got on there?
I love the coffee and concealer one. That's one of our faves. I was wanting to wear that for this broadcast, but I think I wore it the other day, so it's in the wash. I'm wearing our mother one today. I like on our sweatshirts we have tired is the new black, which I like.
Right.
Sort of, yeah, because as a new mum, it is the trend. Being tired is the new thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, chaos coordinator. So I try and think of things with the slogans that are mum related, but not blatantly like breastfeeding, but just things you can wear even after you finish feeding, but all have a little sort of connection to motherhood.
Yeah, I really like it. So you just come up with those by yourself, or do you have like a few people that you can chat to come up with ideas and brainstorm?
Well, yeah, generally I come up with a few of them myself, but I've run a couple of competitions. So Chaos Coordinator was a competition with some of our customers or our social media followers. So we ran a competition for that one. And yeah, sometimes it's our Twinning at Life one. It was a twin mum, because a lot of twin mums buy our t-shirts because of the double zips, makes it easy to tandem feed. So a twin mum contacted me and said, oh, I love your t-shirts, you should do one for twin mums, and she came up with this slogan, Twinning at Life. So we now do a Twinning at Life one. So yeah, it can be customers, it can be a competition, sometimes friends will suggest one. So yeah, it's a whole range really.
Cool, love it. Obviously we've got a bit of a situation going on in the world at the moment.
Really?
Don't be heard. So clearly your products, the demand for them isn't going to change, but how is your ability to deliver? How have you had to adapt?
Well, luckily, sorry, hello sweetheart.
That's all right.
You've lost a what?
I love being live. This is the best thing ever.
Sorry, they've been so good for the first half hour. Now they're like giving up. No,
So
my boy. Ben,
Should I go get Mila? We could just have a big family gathering. We could have like a tea party.
I know what we're This is actually my daughter that inspired the t-shirt. So Sienna, who's dressed as Tinkerbell, so she can join me.
She's the real founder of the company. There's a real CEO.
There you go.
Because she literally was pretty much attached to my boob for like the first 6 months of her life. So yeah.
Oh, bless her.
Okay,
She's looking very pretty as well. I was going to wear that dress. It's a good job I didn't.
I did hear you were in a dress earlier.
Yeah,
so.
I nearly did. Why is this whole show turned into me wearing dresses? I don't seem to. I don't even know how this started.
One day you're going to have to wear one.
It'll be challenge Ben.
There we go.
By the way, Jack, I've completely forgotten what you asked because I've now been distracted by children and thoughts of Ben in a dress.
That's all right. I've completely forgotten as well. Should we just
what are we talking about?
Ben's dress?
I think it was about adapting, wasn't it? Adapting.
Oh yes, of course, the current situation.
The demand hasn't changed, but how have you had to adapt in order to deliver your products?
Yeah. I must say I've been really, really lucky in that my business hasn't had to change too much in terms of the model of how it was beforehand, because I generally work from home anyway. So I've been based at home most of the time before coronavirus. And I have a lovely fulfillment manager, Kaylee, who we have a warehouse up in Sittingbourne. And so she has been able to continue to fulfill all the orders. So I deal with all the website stuff, social media, all of that, replying to emails from my house. And then she deals with all the packaging and sending out. So it means that we're able to social distance, but yeah, still able to continue. It's actually been working really well. The biggest issue we've had is that Royal Mail themselves have been a bit slower. So some of our post has taken longer to get out there. So we're still sending on the day that we get them generally. But
Right.
yeah, there were a few delays with Royal Mail, but everyone's been so lovely. Like anyone who has contacted and said, "Oh, I'm just wondering where my t-shirt is," I'll just sort of say, "Oh, there are delays," and everyone's like, "Oh, I understand. I just wanted to check it had definitely gone through," and things like that. So everyone's been really understanding if there are delays.
Good. That's cool. Have you had any issues then? No issues with sort of your supply chain, getting materials and all that kind of stuff?
No, well, I've been quite lucky because we had quite a lot of stock arrive just before this all happened, and nothing comes from China or anything. But although a lot of places around the world are having issues, so the biggest issue is actually that there were new products that I've wanted to develop for quite a long time. And I was really ready to kind of really get going with those. And some of the manufacturers there are currently sort of closed down, so that's taking longer because I'd wanted to get those in for the summer, and now it's going to be a bit delayed. But I've still luckily got enough stock. And I have some new stock arriving soon as well. So of the t-shirts, so stock wise, luckily that's been okay. I mean, I did notice end of March, sort of straight after the lockdown was announced, my sales fell off a cliff. It really quietened down for those first, I'd say the last week in March, first 2 weeks of April were really, really quiet sales wise. I think everyone was just sort of getting their head around what was going on and worried about money, and people weren't shopping. But in the last few weeks it's really picked up, so I feel like it's kind of getting back to normal.
Cool. What are the new products? Are they just new designs, or are they practically new?
No, they're all new, totally new products. I'm planning to do matching baby t-shirts, which I've wanted to do for so long, which have little matching slogans. I've not revealed this anywhere, so here's an exclusive.
There we go.
So I've got a t-shirt that says "Winging It," so I'm going to have a baby one that says "Milking It," and then I've got one that says "Love," and then the baby one says "Little Love." I'm hoping to try and do some to go with the sweatshirts as well. So I'm working on those, but I want to make sure that they're right and get the material and everything right. So it's taken longer to do than I'd planned.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all businesses now starting to move to digital. So is this a positive thing for e-commerce stores like yourself, or will it be detrimental?
I don't know. I guess it probably means there'll be more competition with people moving online. So maybe it could be in that way. I mean, I've been totally online, but I also think there's going to be even more and more people shopping online. So it could obviously be a good thing in that way, because I think everyone's getting so used to now shopping online that it's just going to become even more the norm than it already was. I mean, from my point of view, I'm feeling quite lucky to have been able to get through this without being too badly affected, not had to get rid of anyone and not had to furlough or anything. So I think going forward, this crisis, if you're in digital, you're probably in a good industry to be in. We're probably quite lucky, anyone that works in this, because I think things are just going to grow and develop, and we'll see more technology like Zoom and things like that developing, I'm sure, in the future too. Indeed.
And then obviously you've always been e-commerce, like you said. Do you feel like maybe you've got a bit of a head start?
Yeah, I think I'm glad that I started 2 years ago, because I think that it allowed me to kind of build up to where I am now. I think, although in some ways, yes, now is a good time to get into digital because everyone's online. At the same time, because so many people are into it, then you're going to be a very small fish in a big pond if you haven't already built up a following. Like I was quite lucky, for example, with Instagram 2 years ago. It was a lot easier to grow and to get bigger organically. Now I do find it's much harder to grow organically in social media. So I feel like things that I luckily started 2 years ago have now built up and are now ticking over. But I think if I started them now, it would have been a lot harder.
What is the competition like for your kind of products?
Well, I mean, there are other breastfeeding clothing companies out there. Our design is unique. It's my design. I own the design right, so it's protected to me, so nobody else can sell this exact product, which is one good thing. But there are other breastfeeding clothing companies out there, but they're all quite small. Like me, we're all kind of independent brands. There isn't a huge sort of big player that we're all trying to fight against. And I think that's quite nice in a way, because actually I know a lot of the other brands, and we contact and we've done giveaways together, and you know, actually we kind of support each other, because I feel like if we can offer more things to breastfeeding mums, you know, they'll need more than one top, so they can buy one from me and one from, you know, another store or another online company and have a whole range. So I don't feel like there's a huge, like, we're all really competitive.
Okay. So like in terms of the future of e-commerce in your specific sort of product, which is quite niche, how do you see that changing post-lockdown, post-pandemic?
I think we'll probably see more companies, more people doing, starting up, sort of either breastfeeding fashion. I've already seen a lot in the last 2 years since I started, so I think we might see more. So I'd say the competition might get bigger, in that way. So, but I'm, you know, because I did start, as I said, 2 years ago, I'm now looking further afield. I'm looking into the US market as well as the UK, and I've got the trademark for there. And so I'm kind of now starting to think, right, well, let's grow further. And I'm also planning to expand into other products that aren't just breastfeeding. So I'm kind of now finding ways to adapt. And I think it's good to have got that starting point. So even if there's other competition, hopefully I'll always be able to have something slightly different.
I'll tell you what, though, Laura, if there is that baby boom that they're thinking we might have in 9 months' time, you're going to be all right.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm planning. I'm working on a whole range of baby products at the moment. So there'll be baby swaddles and baby sleeping bags. I'm looking at bibs. So I'm planning to do it all. And obviously with mother care closing down and things like that, we don't really have a big baby store anymore, which is good for me, which is good for any company really that does baby products. Because now people are definitely going to go online for those a lot more. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. It sounds like you're doing great stuff, and unfortunately we've just run out of time for today, but we'd love to have you back sometime. Just can you just tell us where people can find you on socials? Where are you kind of most active? Where do you sit?
Well, either Instagram or Facebook, but probably Instagram's easier. We're just at the Milky Tee Co, and it's TEE like a t-shirt. So at the Milky Tee Co, or my website's themilkyteecompany.com.
Brilliant. And that's where we can find everything about you. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And all the best, and see you on the other side of this crazy lockdown.
Thank you.
Take care, Lauren. Thank you for coming on.
Bye.
Bye, Lauren. Bye-bye. Told you, very glamorous. She looks lovely.
Right.
And great to see our kids as well. Thank you for coming on, Lauren. Really appreciate your time. I know she was looking forward to talking to us, because lockdown, a bit like loads of us, she's just been in parenting mode for quite a lot of it. So thank you, Lauren, for coming on. And it's good to learn a little bit about the company and e-com and sort of where that's going as well. So and also, Jack, I don't know about you, but good to hear the business owners are using this time to also develop their companies further.
Yeah, absolutely. No better time to do it, is there, when you've got some downtime and so on.
Yeah, no, definitely. So thank you for that, Lauren, and thank you for playing a part in the show. Challenge Jack. So today you're not going to be doing anything gross or disgusting. However, are you seeing this? The cat is. What are you doing? What's going on here? She's trying to get her 5 minutes of fame. Look, say hello to everyone. There we go. Look, we've had it all. We've had kids.
What's your cat's name?
Lulu, because she's a lunatic. Yeah. And we've had kids, we've had talking e-commerce, we've spoken about babies, we've had it all today, and we've had card tricks. It's brilliant. Just before we go, today's challenge, Jack. So we've had a couple of people message. We haven't had anyone do the trick yet.
Ooh.
So just that you know, Amy, who's Milky Tee Photography, I said, oh my gosh, I don't know if we have a deck of cards, but I'm definitely going to investigate. That's way too cool. She also put another message here saying, I'll only do it if Jack attempts to do the trick live. There we go. We've had a message here. We've had another message here from Wild Box Events who said, oh my God, that's really cool, Jack. Think you should do it live. I mean, these are just the people who you've tagged in, mate. Hello to Oasis, who have got in touch as well. I mean, 3 of them have got back to us.
Wow.
Bruce, oh, so good to see Jack's face. Hope you're all well. Think Jack should do it live. It's just crazy that they're all saying the same thing. I mean, I don't know if you heard a second ago, but Lauren also said out loud, but we couldn't hear her because she's not live on the show. Jack, do it live. So I think the general consensus here is that Jack, you need to do this trick live to everyone on the show right now. He didn't want to do this, by the way. He didn't want to.
I can't reveal my magic. It wouldn't be fair. I would be betraying the magic circle.
It's nonsense, Jack. I think you should do this live quickly.
Do you? I don't.
Will you really not do it? Here we go. Jack, it's over to you. Tell everyone what you're going to do and give it a go. Go on.
I'm going to make my black jack a red jack.
Yes! Yes! Go on, Jack. Smashed it. And look at how red you've gone. Can I just say I've stitched him up there. He didn't want to do that.
What can I say? Do you know what I mean? It's like I said, you don't want to reveal what goes on behind the scenes. So it's very difficult with live.
But you just smashed it, mate. I couldn't be more proud of you.
I've got a lot of respect for Dynamo.
Yeah, when he just walks through glass wall like windows and stuff.
Yeah.
How does he do it?
I'm sure he's got a lot of respect for me now as well.
Yeah, possibly. On Thursday's show, Jack's going to attempt to walk through a closed door. Do not miss it. We'll have another challenge, Jack. If you want to get your show featured, facebook.com/groups/SMES Kent. We'll have 2 more amazing guests. Jack, guess what I've done again? I've forgotten to bring up the sheet which says what guests we've got on Thursday's show.
Oh.
So I'm going to do that now whilst we're filling time. Make sure you hit subscribe, put a like on this video as well. It'd be really good to have you with us on Thursday's show, and you'll get a notification when we do go live if you subscribe. 2 amazing guests today. We had Lauren and Chris on. On Thursday's show, we've got Bruce Kidd from Oasis, who's the funniest guy I've ever met. And we've got Christian Downer, who's a Zoom and Facebook specialist. So we're going to be talking a little bit to him about video conferencing, as Facebook are going to be releasing Messenger rooms very, very soon. And we're going to talk a bit about Zoom as well. That is Thursday's show. Cannot wait. Thank you for joining us. Jack, you're amazing as always. Thank you, buddy.
Likewise, Muddy.
And have Muddy. What a time to describe your...
Use it to Buddy halfway through and ended up Muddy.
Muddy. There we go. Well, there we go. Thank you. I appreciate that as my new nickname. I don't know what that means. I'm like a muddy puddle. Thank you for coming on, guys. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Lauren. We've been live for 57 minutes. We don't know what we're saying anymore. Bye, everyone.